Hey guys! Oh. Something always happens. Hey guys, my name's Taylor Louise.
And I'm Jossie Yandel.
And this is Now That's What I Call a Talk Show.
And we have a packed show for you today.
Oh yes, we have. We've got snippets from Game of Thrones. We've got RuPaul.
Of course.
We've got the Avengers.
Kanye West.
Yes, and we have a very, 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 very special guest.
A very special guest.
He's been in like everything.
He has, but before we get any further, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been really, really busy. So I went to London for the launch of the Equal magazine. So that was on Friday just gone, so it was in Windsor. There was a catwalk with Elia Lee, Dragon Lady Productions. We did with Sherry and Kieran, who are the owners of Equal. And it just went and got published. Just that little thing, that's me. That's her. Well, you know. So guys, get Equal, go to Equal, they've got an app, they've got their website, go on the website and basically order the magazine, you'll see me, and become part of Equal, because isn't that what we all need to be, guys?
Exactly, it's all about
Equal. Wow. I'm going to do social media, as you know, Jossie.
Okay, right.
And you have a little now with everyone.
Well, this weekend I've also been a little busy bee. I've been working on a blog that we are both doing together.
Oh yes.
And I can't really say too much about it at this present moment, but all I'm going to say is leveling up challenge.
Challenge accepted. And that's what I am going to say. Challenge accepted. So, who seen RuPaul Drag Race?
Well, obviously we did.
Oh, I was so sad.
Oh, I know, I do declare, Blair Sinclair.
Why did she have to go?
I don't know, I thought she was going to be a contender.
A contender? She could have been like final three, even crowned the winner.
Easily.
I thought it was really nice to see RuPaul, finally.
Finally.
She'd
Well,
yeah, she'd getting rid of, you know, the botch nose job. The dermatitis had cleared up around her eyes. And her eyebrows had grew back. I'm sure that was the case. Nothing to do some undercover plastic surgery.
Absolutely
that I'd heard she'd had done. But I won't go into that. So, who is going to win? I mean, it's pretty pointless what's happening. I mean, I'm going to say this. The episodes are dreadful.
Oh, it's kind
the
of
tasks, it's dead, it's low. Even the guests. I mean, they did that whole, like... Did you see it with the judge that's always there? He was from, like... the Fashion Walk or something, and it was like a sketch of a talk show and it all went on.
Oh god, Bossy Rossi.
Yeah, and it was like, what?
They kind of stole that idea off me, Bossy Jossie.
Oh well, I can concur. Oh, I do concur.
She does. I think Eureka.
Oh really?
She is doing amazing. She actually is, compared to everyone else. She's won 2 challenges in a row.
I like Cracker.
Yeah, I prefer Quacker to... Quacker.
Quacker.
I prefer Miss Cracker to Aquaria. Because they do look alike.
Well,
I prefer...
is everybody watching RuPaul? I want to hear what you want to say. I want to see what you got to hear. And the rest is all the jazz. Please share, guys. We have got our special guest coming very soon. Please share the live video now so we can spread the word, spread the love, and get more views.
Exactly, let's build this journey together.
I'd just like to say a big shout out to Avicii's family. It was such a sad, sad, sad loss to the industry.
Absolutely. He was only 28. And I think it just goes to show that it doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank or even how successful of a career you have, it doesn't buy happiness, and depression can actually hit anyone.
He had 80 million in the bank. 80 million. So depression was what's been said, and suicide is what's been written in the news. But we've heard a snippet that it actually is a little bit tied in with Avicii's work that he did to prevent major paedophile rings in the UK and across the world. He spent millions and gave mega amounts of time, and I just feel that just screams to me, maybe he was able to see how disgusting this world can actually be, and maybe he just thought, you know what, I'm out. Because there's times I've seen that, and with depression, it's a big factor. Like mental health needs to be so highlighted. I myself, these days, I don't even want to get out of bed. She drags me, but you know that's what friends are for. Yeah. I saw the Avengers.
She did.
I did.
She did. I didn't.
No, she didn't. I did. I saw the Avengers. It was amazing. From all the goodies, from all the squad, I like to call them the Avengers squad. I'm obviously part of it. To even how good the bad guy was. He had so much depth to his character, and I just thought that was what we want to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. One person which we're kind of sick of seeing recently is Mr. Kanye West.
Oh,
he's
God.
there. So he's been in the news over the past few days over his support of Trump, which I personally think if he wants to support President Trump, that is up to him. He lives in a free country, it's a free society. But last night he was doing an interview with TMZ, and he was typical Kanye, just going on rants and things. And one of the things he said was that because of 400 years of slavery was a choice, and like how nobody would willingly choose to be enslaved. It actually happened during the interview that someone kind of argued with him and really put him in his place, and it's kind of entertaining to watch Kanye West be put in his place.
Well, I'm sure he's used to it with Kris Jenner. I mean, he says slavery is optional. Well, it obviously is, and he chose the option to be a slave to the Kardashians.
Very true.
They're all insane.
True. Oh, they are.
They are absolutely all insane.
They absolutely are. Right, we want to give a massive
Yay.
shout out to Mr. Simon Kindly Side.
Yes, he completed his challenge. He did the London Marathon, and he only went and broke 2 world records.
He did.
So kudos, he's coming on the show later this month to tell us all about how it went, and he's actually started his own GoFundMe page, which is on his Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and it's to get him his exoskeleton legs so he can have a pair of his own. And I'll say this to everybody out there: if we can help give someone the ability to walk, then let's fucking do it, guys.
Absolutely.
Get on his page, it's on our page as well, just scroll down our wall and donate. This guy made me stand up and realise how amazing he was.
He did.
Well, it's now time for our special guest, and this one is a corker, guys. He is not only renowned for being in Game of Thrones, which I'm going to ask him everything about.
She is a massive fan of Game of Thrones.
Love Game of Thrones. He was in Frankenstein, The Chronicles, and many more. But more recently, I've seen him in My Feral Heart. What an amazing film, and we're going to talk about it in the interview. But if you get a chance, go on. It's on Sky, it's on all the download platforms. My Feral Heart. What a heartwarming story. Absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to try and bring him on, and just he'll keep us busy.
Somehow. Well, last time this worked straight away, so
oh yes.
I'm
crossing. That was the funny part. You've just got to accept. I'm just going to do social media. Yay!
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm just going to turn the volume up. There you go. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm not too bad. How are you doing? You good?
Really, really good. You're keeping busy, mind, aren't you?
I'm trying to keep busy. I'm trying. It's the only way I can stay out of trouble.
That's what I keep telling myself.
Yeah, right, so we've had loads and loads of people messaging us looking forward to seeing you on our show. But for those that may not know you that well, could you just introduce yourself and kind of like let people know what it is that makes you unique?
Okay, so I'm a criminal. No, I'm not. My name's Darren Kent. I'm an actor. And yeah, I've been on some of the biggest TV shows. I'm very lucky. And more recently, I suppose Blood Drive is what sort of made me a bit more popular, which was aired recently on Sci-Fi. But yeah, so I'm an actor. I'm also a writer. I'm a director. I make films. I'm a filmmaker. So I do anything really that gets me on a film set. That's basically.
And obviously paid.
That always helps. Yeah, that helps.
So I saw you recently in the movie My Feral Heart, and I thought it was an amazing production. It was by chance I actually came across it just on my Sky. I was just at home. It was so heartfelt. It was so educational. how did you feel working on such a, I thought, epic storyline? And do you feel it kind of reflects on the struggles you've had getting your career going, obviously going through difficulties? Do you feel that's obviously, did you see some similarities in that movie?
Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit. I mean, to start with, to be in a film that's obviously so relatable, and had such a strong message within it is a blessing for any actor like myself. But more importantly, to work with Jane Gold, the director again. She directed me in Sonny Boy and Twitcher and a few other movies. And she's just an incredible woman. And to be able to be directed by her and just learn from her as well, it's something that I'll never forget. So yeah, to be in a film obviously with great cast, and Jane directing it made it what it was, and it's obviously done super well. And I'm super pleased for the writer Duncan and for all the team and stuff. But I do feel like the subject's important because, I mean, obviously you've got Stephen's character who's got Down syndrome, and straight away when he's ends up on his own very early on in the film, they just assume that he needs caring for just because he looks different or he's got that illness, and it couldn't be more inaccurate, which is why I love the movie in particular. Similarities, I wouldn't really say that. I mean, I've had a few things in my life which has sort of could have held me back. But I just think you can even be one of them guys with an illness or an insecurity or something mental health wise. If you let it get you down and let it stop you doing what you want to do, you're not going to get anywhere. So for me, I'm grabbing life by the balls. I'm showing that whether you've got a disability or whether you're, just something that's slightly holding you back, you can do it, man. You just got to put your mind to it and you just got to go for it. You've got one life. So you might as well go and live it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you were saying before that you, as well as acting, you also direct and also write. Do you feel more comfortable kind of behind the camera? Do you think that gives you more creative control? Or do you think sort of being in front of the camera is a way to explore creativity? Because I've never directed anything. I just act. That's the only thing that I would do. I wouldn't be comfortable directing something. So
for me, to be honest, I mean, it's difficult because a lot of people say, so what would be your main dream? Do you want to be an actor, a director, a writer? I mean, the best thing about this is because I get to write movies and do any of the other jobs. Because if you're a writer, you can either direct it or be starring in it, whatever you choose to do. So the writing won't ever really get in the way of making that decision. In terms of acting, but in terms of acting and directing, I love acting. I'm a bit of a drama queen. I like to be in front of the camera, you know. I like to be the star of the film. I like to be the face on the posters because obviously the more publicity, the more chance I'm going to get more work. And I live for acting. That's all I want to do. You know, I shouldn't really say it because it's not really about the money for me, but my agent would kill me. But I live for acting. That's where I'm always happy. If I'm on a film set, I'll be smiling, guaranteed. But I love directing. I can't take nothing away from that because, you know, it becomes your movie and you mould it into the baby that you really want it to be. And plus, having an acting background, I look at the direction from an actor's point of view as well. So I'm looking for good acting, you know, rather than just what the staging looks like and getting the story across, which is normally a director's job. For me, I get to really work on the performance as well as all of the responsibilities that a director needs to do. So yeah, tough decision, that one, but yeah.
What does it feel like to star in over 30 movies so early in your career and be on some amazing TV shows such as Game of Thrones? Wow.
I'm one of the luckiest guys out there. I mean, I work super hard. I've studied and I've just been a grafter, you know. I don't think you need to rely on anyone but yourself. A lot of people think you're an actor, you go to drama school, great, you get a degree, then you might get an agent. And then they just sit back and think, well, I've got an agent, you know, what have I got to do? But you can't be like that. You know, you've got to literally try and make it yourself. And if you've got an agent, great, but that's the added bonus. But you can never just sit back. So I feel very privileged, very lucky to have been in some of the stuff that I've been in. And obviously, Game of Thrones was awesome. Getting to work with Emilia Clarke and meeting all them guys was just, obviously made a big step up in my career, if you like. It put me on a bit of a platform. and in turn probably got me some of the next few jobs after that. But obviously it all depends on the day as well. You have to go for auditions, and you turn up on an audition, if you're tired, it can affect your performance, you know, and all them days work you put in leading up to it can really mess up an audition. You get one shot, normally 10 minutes to impress, you know, and if you're worried about an accent that you're putting on, and then you've got to get emotional, and I mean, I overanalyze everything, and I'm a research bod, and I over prepare. I like to go there fully armored up, so that when a casting director tries to scare me, I am sitting there with the biggest smile on my face, thinking, bring it on, because I love my job and I want that job. I don't go there and have a day off work to go all the way to London with no intention on getting the job. So everyone is important to me.
Do you ever feel that you've ever been typecast? I mean, I know as a transgender female who also presents and does acting, I've been sometimes put for roles through agents and other people I'm involved with, and I've always kind of thought myself sometimes, why have you sent us for this role? Is it solely because I'm a transgender person, or do you actually see a talent in me? And I always get so annoyed from that, to the point where this year I've literally refused to do anything in relation to being trans, and actually only accepted jobs and seen a very natural growth in my career of just being myself, and people seeing my enthusiasm, and also people seeing my commitment to my trade and my abilities. And I found that more rewarding. Have you ever been typecast for roles you've maybe played in the past, or just your acting career, the fact that you've went to a drama school, do you feel that helped?
The drama school 100% helped me. I mean, I know some people that have made it without any qualifications, because sometimes they're just naturally gifted and they can just turn it on in an instant. I weren't at a bad level before uni, but for me, uni made a massive difference. It allowed me to attach to my emotions more and work out how I need to channel different emotions when I need to cry, and that nice transition between one emotion to another, and all them sort of stuff you need training for. Some people will naturally do it and some need it, and I certainly felt I needed it. In terms of typecasting, I've played some roles that are quite close to home. Jane Gold's Sunny Boy that I was in, that was about a boy who's allergic to the sun. He's got an illness called uroderma pigmentosum. It's a bit of a mouthful. It's called XP. It's a bit like the film The Others, when Nicole Kidman's closing all the curtains for her kids because they can't be exposed to daylight.
All right, okay.
So I played a character like that. Although I haven't got that illness, I've got like a rare skin condition, so I am a bit more sensitive to sort of the sun. And I've had obviously other stuff in my childhood, which, obviously I've been in and out of hospital and stuff as a child. So I'm familiar with the lifestyle in terms of the routine, the tablets, the hospital visits, and all that sort of stuff. But obviously I've got nothing to do with that illness. But obviously the hospital treatments is the only really similarity in that role. But I haven't really been typecast. I've been one of the really lucky ones, because I'm not your average Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not the pretty boy next door and all that stuff. So I'm not going to get them sort of roles. But in a way, I'm so chuffed, because I'm quirky. I'm like the best friend, or the drug dealer, or the drug user. I mean, I play crack addicts in mental asylums, and I get all them crazy roles, and I love it, because that's where, for an actor, you really get to show off. You get to really say, this is what I'm capable of doing. I mean,
but I do agree with you. I totally agree with you, and I think that's awesome. And I'm very much the same. But I mean, just typecasting for me sometimes is I'll be cast as the character who's like the secret, or it's a secret to be intimate with me. And just as you kind of said there, you're like, oh, you're not the typical Romeo. But in my eyes, why can't you be Romeo? Why can't I be the lead lady if I'm transgender? I just think a lot of them silly little barriers that I hope, as you go in your career and myself, just kind of go away, and you can be cast for the leading guy who is the hot guy in work, regardless of any physical appearance. Because I think beauty is definitely, it's definitely deeper than just what's on your what your face presents.
I would love that opportunity. I would absolutely embrace that. I would love that, and you're absolutely right. Really, most people, when they watch films, they expect, you know, the lead boy and the lead girl to be very pretty, you know, almost princess and prince charming. That's what they expect. I totally agree with you. It should be more diverse. It should be more open. It's like, why can't a James Bond be a black actor, you know, or something different? Like, then you go and watch Billy Elliot the musical, and you've got an Asian lad playing Billy Elliot, which is great, you know. So I totally agree. I just think you shouldn't really label a certain person. You certainly shouldn't stereotype, but at the same time, they need to be able to do the job. You can't just throw someone in it for the sake of thinking, well, no, I just want to show that I'm diverse. They need to be capable of portraying the story in the most truthful manner, and respect the writers. And yeah, I like to shake things up, you know. I like
agree with that. I agree that it's about the talent and if you're good for the role. But what kind of gets me is even now when, for instance, they'll have a transgender person playing a transgender person in the film, or they have someone who has a disability and they've got a lead role, and they make like a big speculation in the community and the society, like, yay, look, look, they're embracing it. And I kind of sit back sometimes and I think they're about 15 years behind. Like, that's not embracing it. That's them just catching up. But we're going to make a song and dance and give them a round of applause. No, thank you. You should have done that 15 years ago. That's my kind of heart in that, because I kind of think I'm not going to give a round of applause for that.
No, I totally understand that. And it's a fine line, really. I mean, you're right. They are so far behind. And I love all these new shows that are coming out, like your, is it Transgender Street? Or I think it was
Transformation Street,
yeah. That was amazing. That was such a good show. And I think people do need to be made more aware. Obviously, there are a lot of people stuck in the past, you know, and they are very stuck in their ways, and they obviously need to open their eyes a bit more. And I think every generation that's coming along is getting better. I do think people are getting more aware, but you're right. I just think they need to definitely give more people a chance in movies and use the correct people. Because you could absolutely do that. You know, you don't need to go out of your way or get someone to play a certain way if they are that person.
I think for you to say what you've just said before, when you said, oh, I'm just loving life, I'm just getting out there. And yeah, you've had issues and you've had a tough journey, just like you have, just like I have. The world is changing, and that's great. But I think what really does need to change is the people that is asking the world to change. They need to lighten up, be a lot more happier, and be a lot more positive, because positivity breeds positivity, but negativity will only ever breed negativity. If you are different, if you are from a different culture, or if you're a different gender, or if you just want to identify as something totally crazy, I think you should be able to be allowed, but I think you should also be happy about it as well. People these days are like, oh, I'm transgender, I'm angry, and it's like, well, I'm transgender and I'm not angry. I'm really happy.
I think what the problem is with that is society. Not all of society is still very relaxed about change or about different people. You know, I mean, there's still some nasty people out there. There's still kids getting bullied every day. 85% of the popularity of the world, suffer from mental health, whether that's anxiety or whether it's something else, depression. So the world always looks like it's judging people, you know. There's always people with their own agendas that make other people's lives more insecure. And I just think you're right. They should be, you know, positive and proud, you know, if they're gay or if they're a transgender or whatever that may be. But sometimes the people in society are what makes it so difficult. You know, there's a lot of nasty people out there that don't care about feelings, and they will say what they want to say. And for some people that might not be able to leave their house for weeks, suddenly get the courage to leave their house, and then someone says something to them in the street, could knock them back 6 months.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
You're right, be positive. I'm a super positive guy, and I don't mind people taking the mick out of me or giving me a bit of banter, because I know I've actually been successful and I'm doing super well and trying to work super hard at being the best at what I can be. And at the moment it's paying off. You know, small steps, but I'm going in the direction that I want to. So now really, rather than me get upset or be negative or let it affect me, I'm able to think, you know what, I'm going to get another 10 films, and then when you see my face keep popping up, that will be me saying, have that. Now who's laughing?
Absolutely. You know? Are you planning on doing any more Game of Thrones?
I don't think I'll be coming back, unfortunately. I would love to have, but they had super secret plans for this finale. And yeah, they need to conclude a lot of inner stories that's been going on. And I'm afraid I'm not a part of them stories.
Boo!
I know.
What
Tell me
is
all.
next for you? What have you got coming up? What films are you working on? TV shows? What is next in the next year for not just us to follow, but for our fans to follow?
Okay, so I don't know if I'm allowed to give you the title of my next project. I don't know if I'm allowed. It's for the BBC. It's for BBC One. It's an all-star cast, and then me thrown in for the mix. But yeah, it's a big series coming out next year. It's gonna probably go down very, very well. I'm sorry I can't tell you the name. I want to. I'm itching to, but
Do it!
I can't. I really can't. I don't want to get in trouble. But it's BBC, and it'll be hitting the screen.
Having a technical fault, ladies and gents.
Oh, it'll catch itself up.
Yeah,
It always does.
always. Okay, we're moving.
Yeah, we're moving. So,
We're moving.
is it us that's paused, or is it?
Is it Darren?
Is it Darren's?
Oh.
Oh, it's Darren's end. We'll bring Darren back in,
Bring
guys.
Darren back.
Don't worry about that. We'll get Darren back. He might have got a phone call.
Maybe.
Sometimes it doesn't work on how ours does.
Mm.
Wow, what an interesting career.
I know. I think it's just going on the up as well.
He's gone. Yeah, no. Where'd you go? We're coming back. We're just adding him again. Darren paused. Yeah, I know. We're trying to get him back, guys. Don't worry. He's on his way back. Everybody keep sharing. Keep sharing the video. Share the love. Maybe he got a call from Game of Thrones. No, the BBC were like, get off, don't do this.
Stop right now.
And we're just trying to get him back, guys.
Yeah.
So, BBC drama, well, comedy drama, whatever he said it was,
Yes.
coming out soon. That is exciting.
Interesting. I think that's a very interesting point as well that Stephen put up about drama school training versus having no training,
Yeah.
and the talent of just training and just going to a university. I think that's quite an interesting kind of topic to look at. You know, is there a hierarchy of actors?
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe, maybe not.
Darren, hello, it's Frozen. We're adding you again, Darren, if you can accept. We don't know what happened. At least it didn't go off the whole video then.
That's true. Frozen.
Cold.
Freezing. Perishing.
I'll cancel that. Oh, Darren, can you ask to join the video? Does it give you that option? And it was going so well, guys.
Yeah.
Always, always, always. I'll add him one more time. That's my boy. We're trying to add you one more time. At least it was an hour end. Usually it is.
Yeah. Oh, listen, technology.
One day someone will be like back there doing this all for us and we won't have to worry about that. Oh, in fact, if someone wants to come and do that, yay!
Yes, message us.
Please message us. Are we going to get him back?
I hope so.
Oh, we'll read some of the...
I believe there is no
Difference.
differentiation in actors. Imagine a group of people coming from the same background and blood. Eventually, you're not going to... Oh, that's gone.
Bye from Scholar. Right. Well, Darren seems to have disappeared. If anyone found any of the things we spoke about today and you want to go live with us for the next 20 minutes, let us know.
Yes, but we still do have some pretty interesting...
Oh, God, yeah, we've got now, that's what I call the news coming up. Just trying to get Darren back. See, I can't because I'm broke. Right, this will be the last attempt, guys, and then we're going to have to move on. But I think we got very close to a full complete interview. As we all know, technology can be our greatest monster. So, I think we're going to move forward. Just one more try.
One more try. I guess while we're waiting for him, as you would have seen, we've been sharing like loads of interesting videos and stuff on our page. And one video that we shared got a lot of
There we
likes.
go.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yay!
We'll get back to
so
that video
sorry.
in a
Oh
minute.
my God. I had about 4 calls all came in at once, and I'm like, get off the phone, and I just couldn't.
Oh, well, I thought it would have been that.
I'm
Let's
so
pick away.
sorry.
So you were telling us what's next. The BBC thing's coming. What's coming as
So
well?
the BBC thing's coming. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so the BBC job's coming. That's a new series for BBC One. I'm also making my own movie, and we've got an actor called Elliot Jordan, who's in Benidorm and EastEnders and all that stuff. He's one of my actors. We've also got Sandy from Gogglebox, for all you Gogglebox fans. She's also having a little cameo in it. And we're filming
Sandy's a good friend of mine. She's lovely.
Yeah, she's a little gem. So we're filming that in next month. And that's about a soul.
Well, if you need any other really determined and good actresses, we're very happy and we'd love to work with you.
Where to come. I know exactly where to come. But no, I'm filming that, and it's about a copper that suffers post-traumatic stress disorder because of a trauma that he suffers when he's on one of his shifts. So again, it's another sort of subject matter that's very, very close to my heart, but obviously very popular at the moment. And it's another social realism movie that we're making. So yeah, so I'm making that. I'm a guest, obviously, this year at the London HorrorCon, end of June and beginning of July, which I'm super excited about. I can't wait to meet a lot of the Blood Drive fans, the bleeders. And also I'm a guest at the Whitby convention or another Comic-Con later on in the year in November. And in between, I'm doing a few short films and stuff like that. But at the moment, they're still playing with titles. So I'm not going to give you titles to movies and then find that title never got made. But I'm getting pretty busy. I'm not going to lie. It's exactly how I like it. And yeah, it's I'm one of the lucky ones.
We've got a pretty big event coming up in September. I'll send over you the details. It's for Equal, the company I work with. And they are all about embracing everybody's career to the best ability.
Awesome.
So I'll send you those details over, and hopefully you can come to the big event in London on the 20th of September. But we'll send you the links. We want to thank you for joining us. This interview has literally been the best ever. We've loved it. And we'll obviously have you on the show again very soon to talk about everything else that you've got going on.
Ladies, you've been amazing. I'm so sorry for the little hiccup in between.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to be shouting at a few people in a minute for phoning me during this. But no, it's been a pleasure, and I wish you ladies all the very, very best. And thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you so much, guys. And if you've got any questions as well, Darren, I'm sure you'll stay on for a few moments to answer some questions on the feed.
Anytime.
Not a problem. Thank you so much, darling. Have a good night.
Loads of love, ladies.
Bye. Mwah. What a lovely guy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I think he could play any Prince Charming. And I'd be... Well, no, we'd be the Ugly Sisters. So, we were talking, you reminded us, that bloody video of that stupid woman acting like a 5-year-old, and then that I don't tell the feds, and then that weirdo man, like being all like, good girl, daddy. No, she's an idiot and sick, and he's just a pervert.
I think in this day and age, people kind of, I don't know the proper word for it, glorify certain mental health issues, and I think that girl probably does have a mental health issue. But then we also thought maybe she's instigating it. So
I actually thought that because there is a fetish, obviously, to act as a baby. Maybe she's instigating, and maybe he's kind of said, like she said, oh, I'll leave you if you don't be my daddy and all that stuff. You know what? I'm going to say one thing. Are they Americans?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, honey. Ruled by Trump. Act like a baby.
There we are.
So it's time for now. That's what I call the news. Well, it's sunny outside. And in Newcastle, we've got our bikinis on. Morrison's and Asda are selling the full barbecue section. But I've seen on Instagram black ice cream. So is this the new thing? Have you had black ice cream? Because they do say it, Jossie. Once you go black, you never go back.
Apparently.
Well, yeah, not in your experience. So yeah, it's the new thing. I don't know the flavour, so if you guys know, hit me up and let me know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be charcoal.
Oh, I think it's going to be like a black cherry gateau. Just to let you know as well, guys, everyone that's still watching, please share our video. We want to really get as much volume on Darren's interview. He's such a lovely little guy, and I just think it's absolutely amazing. And in my opinion, I think we're going to see him on bigger movies.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he could be the next Avengers.
I think Marvel.
Marvel! Yeah, I'd love that. That would be so good. So, there's black ice cream, we get that. We don't know what flavour it is. If you know what flavour it is, can someone please message us? Because we really want to know what flavour this ice cream is.
Like to say, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Well, yeah, that's what they say when you're around, not when I'm around. I just want to hold a few moments silence. I just want to say a big apology because I feel the UK failed, and for little Alfie. And I just want to say a huge shout out to Alfie's army and Alfie's mum and dad. Alfie Evans passed away, and it was really, really sad, and it was really horrible to watch because you saw every inch of it. And it was just heartbreaking. And we just want to send our love to the family and let them know that me and you and everyone at Now That's What I Call a Talk Show appreciate your struggle, and we'll always look at the sky and we'll always see Alfie. And where there is sadness, there was also joy. Exactly. We do have a new baby that has arrived.
And new life means new hope.
Exactly. New life does mean new hope. And the royals have really made it happen.
I know.
Little Prince. Yay! Funny thing I did see, though, on the birth certificate. This is so funny. So it was like, Mum, you know, blah, blah, Dad, you know, occupation, Prince of England. That was it.
Wow.
Prince of England. Standing. Prince of England. Drop the mic. And I bet she was literally just like, you know, do you think she has a giggle at herself when she writes it?
Probably.
Occupation. What should I put? Princess of England. I think she must have a chuckle. Absolutely.
She must. And another interesting fact about the royal baby is that he's actually the first male heir to be behind a female in the line of succession.
Welcome to 2018, bitches.
Yeah.
Women's, we're taking over. So there's been a bit of controversy, Josie.
Oh, there has been.
Well, it just gets worse, guys. Forget Tinder.
Forget Tinder, it's over.
Transder.
Transder is the new dating app.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's great. I think what the thing is, so I'll explain a little bit and then Josie will go into the fact that she can't get on her phone. So basically, they use words like she-male, transgender, tranny and stuff. They have changed it and they have apologized, right? So then the whole community's being like, this is an abuse, this is transphobic, this is cis people making a book of the transgender people. But in my opinion, if there's a safe place you can go on as a transgender female and you can just openly be you and know like, oh, I've got to hide behind this, I've got to pretend, I think it's a good thing. I'm worried at the outcry because what is it? Are we screaming that this is people hate us and all this discrimination? Or are some of you ashamed to be transgender yourselves? Because if there's an app that puts you out there, what's so bad about that? I'm not ashamed. If I was single, I'd go on the app. And what I didn't like is all the cis kind of hanging. It was like this cis this is that. If you can be transphobic, you can be cisphobic as well.
Absolutely.
And I called them out on it.
She did. My only bad thing about this app, which I'm disappointed in, I can't get it because
it's only an iPhone.
And I have an Android, so I can't get it. So that's me. So
just gonna do like a big shout out. She really needs an iPhone. So Apple, send her one.
Because I actually would try it.
Absolutely.
Well, exactly.
Well, I think it's a good idea, and I think people need to learn. Don't be cisphobic. There is such a thing as cisphobic. Because at the end of the day, right? If you're gonna badger on about it, what's your problem? Like, why do you hate cis people so much? My partner's cis, my mum's cis, and all the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, my sis is cis, you know what I mean? And I just think, come on, guys, chill out. It's just an app, like, whatever.
Well, what trans activists are trying to say is that cisphobia doesn't exist because of phobia is an irrational fear. So the fear that transgender people have of cisphobia is totally irrational because the cis people are, you know, the majority, and they kind of do make the rules, and so therefore it is perfectly logical and reasonable for a trans person to be against cis people. But I don't really think you should tar anyone with the same brush, and I actually think a lot of people that are cisgender are actually decent people. I don't go around thinking, well, you're cisgender, you're
Well, can I
definitely
just
an
say
arsehole.
one thing? Like, I totally get we're all individual, but you know, and we're all different. We all identify as individuals, but I just really I think we all need to remember we're all part of one thing. I think we're all just human as well. Human with, yes, human transgender or human, etc. And I just think, oh guys, just chill out a little bit. Because as soon as I disagreed with these people, I was like an idiot. I was an imbecile. I was a trans support, no, a cis supporter, and it was just kind of like, what bullshit is this? This is just stupid.
The term they use is true scum, which I think is horrible, horrible term. True scum basically refers to a transgender person that, in my eyes, isn't really an arsehole and kind of lives in the real world and appreciates that we live in this world with other people who happen to be cisgender. So why don't we all just kind of learn to get along?
Get along and love. We'll let's leave it on a nicer
Exactly.
note. I'm off to Cannes in a few weeks with lots of cis people, lots of trans people, and lots of other people in the middle and all that stuff. So I'm going to have a fab time. I've been Faye Louise.
And I've been Jessie Endel.
And this has been Now That's What I Call a Talk Show. And what a talk show we have. So please share, guys. Please support us. Let us support you by you supporting us. Goodbye. See you in 2 weeks, guys.